Hello, hello. If you don't live in Italy, you don't know how good the Baiocchi biscuits are. And it's perfect for the tea time. Absolutely spot on. Except I'm having coffee today because I am super sleepy. How's everyone? Cookie. I wasn't looking at prawn, mordante. Only one letter and you got it right. Hi Edmond. Hi Das. Hi Das, how are you? I hope everything is good down under. We are going to have some interesting stuff for today. I want to say, everyone, we have one of the busiest Q1 we have had for a long time. There are actually 4, 5, 6, 7 releases and one major event happening in the next weeks before the end of March. So prepare for quite a lot of news, not only today, but in general. The cool thing is that now we have like these two big sort of areas. We have product, and these are all the games releasing and all the things that we are preparing for, either it's DLCs or main games or whatever. And then on the other hand, we have content, which is Enzo's department. And so we have more and more like interesting, cool videos that we're preparing. Sorry? It's Edmond's birthday today. Is it is it your birthday, Edmond? No, it's not. Happy birthday, Edmond. Can someone confirm this, or is it just It's confirmed. It's Edmond's birthday today, and it's also Winnie the Pooh World Day. So that's interesting, right? It's interesting. So Edmond is the official Winnie the Pooh of Slitherine. Happy birthday, Winnie the Pooh! Thanks for streaming such great content on our channel. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! As I was saying, I was saying product and content. So content, what we're trying to do is produce more videos that have something to do with our games, but also have something to do with how we work, our mission, and all that kind of stuff. So you know that we started back in, I think, a year ago now with the first episode of Geek Recipe. There's actually a new one being released today. Or is it just released, guys? Is it just out? So it's just been released. It's our guest is Charles Cecil, the founder, the inventor, and the creator of the Broken Sword series. He's been doing quite a lot of stuff on the Broken Sword series recently. He's interesting views about the future of these types of games, point-and-click adventures, and how we are he's looking at the future with the use of AI and his views on the future of the video games industry in general. So it's really interesting, an episode that I'm very proud of, because I always try and juggle between people that are doing things in like young up and coming protagonists of the games industry, and whoever's really had a contribution to bringing the industry to where it is now. And Charles is very much one of these people who's really one of the founders of our industry, and one of the minds that brought to you games that no one thought of before when they came out. So it's really interesting to talk to him. Have a look. The episode is out on our YouTube channel, and I don't know what we call this one. What's the recipe? You don't know. Nobody knows these things. Check it out. You'll find out. It's probably something really good. The other bit of content that we have just published, and I'm very proud of. This is the first episode of a series of 5, I think, that Liam and his team have been working on. It's for Rule the Waves, and it's the history of naval warfare. We have 5 episodes. They are very much created as documentaries, in documentary style. The first one covers between 1890 and 1905, and it's really an interesting piece of content where basically you kind of learn a lot of stuff in a way that's really mixing a little bit of gameplay, but there's a lot of information there. We're trying to do more of these because we think that I think there's a lot of interest towards the subjects, and sometimes, shedding some light into, how the history behind the games we create has unfolded. I think it's just a very fascinating approach. So I'll let you have a look. This is about 3 minutes long video, and I'll be back just after this.
In the late 19th century, technological advances were changing the face of naval warfare. Smokeless gunpowder, breech-loading cannons, and telescopic sights allowed for increasingly accurate and devastating naval gunfire. Harvey and Krupp armor allowed warships to be protected like never before. The steam engine and the water tube boiler allowed battleships to sprint at speeds of up to 18 knots. And the telegraph allowed fleets to coordinate on a global scale. From 1890 to 1905, the age of the battleship had truly dawned. The design of most battleships among the great naval powers like Britain, Germany, Russia, France and Japan tended to conform to a similar style. A battleship would have 2 main turrets, one fore and one aft, with 2 main guns, usually 11 or 12 inches in diameter. She would also have a secondary battery of smaller, quick-firing guns to ward off lighter ships. Battleships had thick armoured belts to protect against shell impacts, and to mask their fire, battleships would sail in a line of battle formation and try to fight side on to the enemy. The destroyer was a new, small class of vessel that threatened these larger ships. Armed with torpedoes, a destroyer could strike a battleship below the waterline, bypassing the thick armoured belt and crippling or sinking the ship with a single blow. Destroyers also mounted small guns to fight against enemy destroyers and torpedo boats, but they had almost no armour and had to rely on being nimble and quick to escape danger. And finally, the cruiser bridged the gap between battleships and destroyers. Cruisers might patrol colonial waters and raid enemy shipping alone, or as part of an independent squadron. They could also operate in a scouting or screening force as part of a fleet. It all depended on how they were designed and what role the admiral needed them for. Cruisers were the flexible workhorses of the Navy. Most cruisers were armed with small quick-firing guns, but some larger designs could mount 8 or 9-inch cannon. Many nations with less developed shipbuilding industries contracted with friendly great powers to build their fleets. The Japanese battleship Mikasa was designed and built by the British, whilst the Russian battleship Knyaz-Suvorov was based off of a French design. These 2 ships would meet at the greatest naval battle of this period, the Battle of Tsushima. Technology continued to advance at a blistering pace though. Only 5 months after Tsushima, across the world in Britain, First Sea Lord Admiral Fisher was laying down a new vessel that would make all previous battleships obsolete: Dreadnought.
I just found out I can eat 2 of these biscuits in 21 seconds. That's not a bad record. Thanks massively to Drac, who's been voicing over these videos. As I said, this is the first one of 5. It's really cool. I just think it's really interesting. It just feels like you're learning something at the same time. You're watching something that's interesting with lots of cool pictures, and it's also the idea of sort of popularizing some of these subjects that are maybe interesting to a niche, but also if you're just trying to touch on the subject in a nice, easy way, you kind of gather the interest of many other potential people. So this is our idea anyway. I am very proud of the work has been done on this, and hopefully the next ones will be even better, considering that we'll start to, saying stuff about things where we have video contributions as well instead of just pictures. Can't wait for Roll the Waves 3 to go on sale again. I really can't tell when. But we try to do these promotional periods as frequently as possible and as viable as possible for us. Just to touch on that, right now on Steam and on our website, you've got a sale of all Combat Mission titles. This is for celebrating next week's release of Final Blitzkrieg and its first DLC. It's DLC Downfall. It's actually the first time we release a Battlefront game with a never seen before DLC. This is Downfall. The first one is going to be Downfall, and we'll see how it goes from there. But so to celebrate that, we're running a full week of discounts on the Combat Mission series. You can find it on both Steam and the Matrix Games website. And everything I think is about 50%, but I'm not sure across the board. It should be around 50% for each of these games. There's also a sale on the Xbox website where you can find some cool titles on sale. Amongst these, Battle Sector, Battlestar Galactica, and also Fantasy General. Thanks. This is nice graphics. Nice. Who did this? Anna. Brava, Anna. Very nice. Just checking for these questions. Any Panzer Corps Pacific news? I can tell you, Panzer Corps Pacific has been at the moment shelved for good, because working on trying to find a way of making the naval battles interesting, and so far all the gameplay tests we've done have been sort of not pleasing or satisfying enough. So right now we're focusing on more content for Panzer Corps, but it's not going to be Pacific. The next one is unannounced, and it will be disclosed very, very, very soon. Soon you'll know what's happening on Panzer Corps. So that's for Panzer Corps. I think within the next couple of weeks you'll know what's happening on that. And there's quite a lot of content coming out for Panzer Corps this year. In 2024 it's going to be a glorious year for Panzer Corps. So that was for content, and I'm pleased to say that Enzo's team are working on a lot of new things, as I said, 4 episodes more of these Rule the Waves series, and there's going to be more on other games that are to be released this year and other already released games. So stick with us for that. And of course we're recording, I think, more Geek Recipe. Is there one more Geek Recipe? 2 more Geek Recipe that we have to record, I guess. Yeah. Okay. So a lot of stuff happening. There's still 1 in this series and 2 more to be recorded. That's a lot of cooking. Pacific Admiral 2. Too much water for tanks. That was fun. More information. Okay, right. So next up, we've got updates on games that are already out, and patches and betas and such. So the latest update we have released on Shadow Empire. We have introduced. Vic's been working hard to sort of expand on the game. But the next latest update, the 1.25e, has introduced quite substantial number of subcultures. So it's basically, this is impacting more the early game. It just gives a lot more variety in the early game. and that's really for newcomers as well as experienced players. And of course, there's the usual roster of bug fixes and additional features that are being requested by the community pretty frequently. Yulyug Pacific even has a Steam page. I know. We have announced Pacific back, I think, almost like 2 years ago now. But we've encountered quite significant development issues. So I know we wanted to be upfront, and I honestly don't know what will happen with the Steam page, if we're going to retire it for the moment or still leave it, because we're still in this phase where we actually don't know if the game is going to happen or not. But we'll keep you posted on that. So keep asking, and we'll let you know whenever we know what's happening. Mordante is in the chat today. So of course, Mordante is in the chat today. How much longer before you tell us what you did? Fog. Shadow Empire spaceships when? Not for now. Not planned for now. Not in the imminent plans. But Vic is doing frequent development updates on his website and on Twitter as well. So you might want to catch that on vrdesigns.net. There's quite a lot of stuff happening there. There's actually also polls to ask community what they are willing to see in the games and such. So make sure that you tune in on that. When Chaos Mechanicus DLC for Gladius? Not something I'm aware of. Shall we kickstart a campaign for Napoleonic Fog and override Marco? You can try that. That's for sure. You can try. You can try. I don't think, maybe a change.org petition. That could be an interesting thing. If we get to, give me a number. 50,000. 25,000 change.org petitions signings. Then we'll do a Field of Glory Napoleonic. It's a promise. Any news about Stargate? Is the bug fixed? Can we expect a release on the 23rd as planned? Yeah. 23rd is like happening. I didn't expect you to have this. It's like, no, it's like we didn't plan this, but Michele is like, whatever subject I come up with, he's got an image for. Battle sector. No, Baywatch. No. Star Wars, whatever. So yeah, Stargate planning for 23rd release. Yes, Tuesday. We're prepping for that. We haven't got an official. Yes, go ahead. But it's most definitely gonna happen. So brace yourselves, and it's gonna be interesting from next week. If we do it, you'll be seeing it drop online on Steam and our website and everywhere else around 3 p.m. UK time. All right. So Armored Brigade. Do you want to know about Armored Brigade? Yeah, Armored Brigade. Two things about Armored Brigade. We've released a... that was prepared. Yeah, I guess. Armored Brigade 2, we have released Development Diary number 3. You can see it, there's all on our website and on the Steam page. There's details about improvements on the infantry and and how infantry units behave. All of that and all the mechanics and such of the infantry units can be found on the latest dev diary. This is on Steam. You can find it. I'd suggest for Armor Brigade subscribe to the Discord, because that's a very active channel, and you can see a lot of news there. You can also ask questions to the developers. it does make a lot of sense if you want to know more about the game. And also, yeah, if you happen to be in Finland, we are actually going to showcase Armor Brigade 2 for the first time at the Parola Armor Museum on the 20th of January, which is this weekend. Opening doors at 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. in the afternoon, which I guess is going to be very dark up in Finland at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And you'll see the first time you can play the game. Juha from the development team is there to showcase the game as well. So yeah, it's a good opportunity. I mean, if you didn't book your tickets for Finland, do it now, and you'll be the first ones to play. See the company. We have War Thunder, World of Tanks Blitz, and World of Tanks Modern Armor there as well. And we're also sponsoring the event. And this is all in Finnish, and I guess it makes a lot of sense to... What I learned about Finnish is that one of the few languages where you pronounce every single letter that's displayed. So if you know how to pronounce the single letter, you kind of know how to pronounce Finnish. So, pansaripelit parolassa. Was it good? Was it good, Juha? Am I late? No, I'm not late. They're pressing on me. Also, Headquarters is having its 9th devlog. This devlog focuses on the closed beta and how the results of the closed beta were and the takeaways we got from that. I have to, can I say we could? Yeah. I mean, remember that Headquarters is approaching release. We're just about a few months away. Not many. We're looking at just very, very few months away from actual release of the game. The first time you'll be able to play Headquarters World War II will be in February during the next Steam Next Fest. I don't know if we've officially announced this or not, but it's definitely something that's going to happen. We're preparing a demo for that, so make sure you participate in the next fest. It's going to be a blast, a lovely blast. I hope that you guys enjoy it. All the other thing is I wanted to check on to tell you about the how we treat usually demos on NextFest. We've done it for Starship Troopers. We've done it for for Terminator as well. we're always trying to use these events to collect feedback for the game. So, very much like we've done for the beta. If you want to give us feedback and we want to get feedback from a lot of people, then download the demo, help us make a better game. That's always very appreciated by the development teams. The more people play the game, the more people give feedback, the better games we manage to release. And the other Dev Diary we have just released is the Master of Magic Scourge of the Seas, Dev Diary number 5. We are explaining more about the content, the 4 new wizards, 3 new heroes, and this one is going to be about the Lizardman, Gain the Lizardman. This is the focus of the latest Dev Diary for Master of Magic Scourge of the Seas. Scourge of the Seas is the latest DLC for Master of Magic, coming out in February 8, I think. I think it was February 8. I'm not sure though. See, it's spooky, not spooky, Pookie. And he says, especially beta testers who can play multiplayer game tools. Yes! Combat mission sale. We said lava challenges. Okay, Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers fans, we are about to release towards the end of this month, beginning of February. Not sure about a date yet. Just weeks away, though. An update for Raising Hell, which will contain 3 new scenarios. These new scenarios will be mainly focusing on. There will be challenge scenarios. So basically, they will give you a score, and the idea is that you kind of get to improve your score and play the scenarios multiple times to improve your score. This is something that Lucas and his team have been working on for after release of Raising Hell. I have to say, a very successful release of Raising Hell. We're very happy about how the reception was for this DLC. It's not always easy to come up with a DLC that follows on a story, on a game with a story. So the DLC was about a new storyline and everything, that followed on, that was the successful parts of Starship Troopers Terran Command. But, in this case, Lucas wanted to sort of create something a bit more that was not finishing with the storyline. So he's been working on these 3 scenarios that I'm sure you're gonna love. Hopefully, releasing before the end of the month, if not towards the beginning of February. So hyped for Broken Arrow. Got any news? Check the Discord, because basically I'm not allowed to say anything on this. You can. I can? Yeah. Who said I can? I can. I've just been said I can. I can now say that there will be a new open beta of the multiplayer for Broken Arrow. Do you have a Broken Arrow? Broken Arrow? 1, 2. Bravo. Releasing the new open beta, multiplayer open beta, will be available before the end of this month. So in the next 13, 14 days. This is going to be open, so anyone can play. It's going to be open to anyone. You don't have to subscribe. It's going to be multiplayer only. We're going to have a major focus on trying to stress the servers and make sure that everything works when we release the game. So the more people we get to participate, the better. Make sure that you are into this. It's going to be fantastic. The beta you'll see is probably very similar to the beta that was released in the beta channels already. But again, this is not going to be for subscribers. It's going to be open to anyone. And you'll be seeing it drop on Steam before the end of this month. Get ready for that. It's going to be interesting to see how many people play it. Any more questions? What's about Quadriga 2, the new 3D game? Well, first of all, Quadriga 2 is just the name that we give to the game. The game is called Ancient Arenas Chariots. But we'll have more news about it. The guys making this game are the same guys finishing Stargate. In the next few weeks, we're going to sort of go back to that project and update you on where we are and when the game is releasing as soon as we can. But yes, the game is not dead. It's actually pretty much alive, and we're going to go back to it very, very soon. Will there be a Napoleonic mod for Broken Arrow? Releasing just before the Fog Napoleonic game. Can I ask about Pacific Campaign to Panzer Corps 2? Yes, Eraser. We've addressed this. I've said that Panzer Corps Pacific has been put to a halt at the moment. We're not progressing on development at the moment, and we're looking at giving you more updates as we go. But consider that project shelved for the moment. We don't have any more news about that. Kingdoms question mark. Kingdoms is very well underway for the second phase of beta. So far so good. Feedback has been very good. The team is fixing bugs like there's no tomorrow. It's really going well. Again, this game is most probably going to release in this first part of the year. In the first part of the year, so the first half of the year, I would say, just to give myself enough time to, so that I don't give any false information. But yes, definitely, Field of Glory is approaching the end of its development cycle, and it's going to be happening as soon as the team is fixing the last bugs and so on. Napoleonic campaign in Panzer Corps style. Any plans? I have over 1,700 hours in Panzer Corps 1 and over 100 hours. Try ask this direction. Razor, there's going to be more news about Panzer Corps. Do we have a date of when Panzer Corps 2 information will be dropped? Yes. Checking now. I'll give you a date. In the meantime, I'll answer Yuliug. The new games will be added to the Sleet store before the end of today. 2 weeks. In 2 weeks' time, you'll have more information about Panzer Corps, about what's next on Panzer Corps. 2 weeks' time, meaning that during tea time, we'll have a focus on the future of Panzer Corps, and you'll get more news about that. So that's the date I wanted to give you. So Sleet Store, yes, we're giving more information about that we're adding more games to that before the end of the day. Should I say the games? No, I'll let you find out when you get to the Sleet Store. No problem, Yuliug. The streaming schedule. Friday, tomorrow, we have 3 games being streamed. From 6 p.m., we'll have Battle Sector with Yogdog. From 8 p.m., we'll have 1946 Panzer Corps with Gamer. And at 10 p.m., we'll have Ship Troopers Raising Hell with Sergeant Z-Dog. Ship. Saturday, we'll have Liam, Kevin, and the OTS team playing Flashpoint campaign Southern Storm at 6 p.m. And on Monday, we have Exabu playing Flashpoint campaign Southern Storm at 4:15. That's for Matrix Monday. Combat Mission being played by Gamer at 6:15. I guess it's Combat Mission Final Blitzkrieg, but if I'm not wrong, probably yes. And Kushan is playing Command at 8:15. On Tuesday, we have Yogdog playing Stargate Timekeepers at 8 p.m. This is for the release of the game, of course. If everything goes well and my fingers are crossed. See? Stargate. They're making fun of me. Luke, it's me on Friday. Hey, Sergeant Z-Dog, how are you? How's life? How's life at the OTS team? Is there any big news you want to... And by the way, on Friday, Sergeant Z-Dog will tell you everything about the future of Flashpoint campaigns. No, I'm joking. It's just going to play the game. Yes, so that was the core of the news I got to say for today. We have next week we have hopefully 2 releases with Stargate and Combat Mission Final Blitzkrieg to kick off the adventurous season of Q1 at Slitherine. Make sure that you are listening to Tea Time and all our channels, because there's going to be more and more news. And also make sure that you ask questions, because only if you ask questions an answer will come to you. I will see you next week. It's the week before Sanremo, so we'll all be excited about it as well. Cheers. Bye-bye.
The attraction towards new experiences is powerful. Alienware gear isn't made to resist that pull. It's made to accelerate it, to transport you to new places where you can embrace difference and leave familiar behind, bringing you ever closer to the ultimate experience. See you on the other side.